Hi everyone, Kelt here. Prince Andrew has been sacked from the royal family. He's no longer allowed to use his HRH, His Royal Highness, title, just like Harry and Meghan. He's also been stripped of his military roles, just like Harry. They were honorary roles, but they were important to him. It's also been said that Prince Andrew, or shall I call him Andrew now, or Andy, could move out of his mansion after he loses the titles. He will be a private citizen regarding his court case, and apparently the royal family thinks this makes all the difference to how much damage he does to their name. Some are saying that Andrew is just the scapegoat for the whole family. Some were also saying that Meghan was a distraction because of Andrew, and that Andrew is a distraction for other members. Or a ploy to bring the monarchy down, so that people would welcome a republic. It's definitely a soap opera. It's just sheer entertainment. Princess Beatrice is now possibly going to be called to court to testify, all because her father used her as his alibi when she was a child. I'm sure she's thrilled with the prospect. Absolute mess for the whole royal family, but definitely a complete mess for Andrew. Whatever he chooses, it will not be good for him. He has several choices. He could pay off Virginia G, a large settlement, but it's been said that she wants to pursue the case and is not likely to settle. He could appeal. He could ignore the whole thing, which would mean that it would go ahead without him, or he could go and testify in court with his ex-wife Sarah Ferguson and his daughter Beatrice as witnesses. He would have to give graphic details about his personal life, his medical records, and a certain part of his anatomy. Due to being in the US, in New York, this would be videoed and I believe live and open to the public. How embarrassing for a British prince. As it's a civil case, he won't be extradited to the US. I doubt if he would go anyway, because if he did, a certain 3-letter organisation would be interested in talking to him. It's being said now that Eugenie and Beatrice's hopes of expanding their royal roles are now impossible. They always wanted to do more work in the role of a royal and obviously enjoyed the income, and this is not possible for them at all now. What's more interesting is the fact that there is more talk about Meghan being urged to speak to the police about Prince Andrew. Her own father is now pressing for her to do this. What does he know? He implies that Meghan could know more about Andrew due to being around him since being a royal, but so have all the other royal members. And he says she might have known him from before she married Prince Harry. Does he know something that we don't? Or that we can only guess? One headline, Geo.tv, states, and I quote, "Meghan's father claims she has had some dealings with Andrew and persuades her to help US cops in Virginia's case." Dealings is an interesting word. Dealings sounds like she's had some sort of relationship with him. It's not a word you'd use if it was just the case of Meghan as a person just married into the royal family, noticing something in what her husband's uncle had said or did at a royal family gathering or a meeting. It sounds much more personal, doesn't it? All this pressure on her to say something, if she knows something, seems to say that she should speak up because she does know something. Thomas says that he knows she's had some dealings with Andrew, and if she's been to any events or venues he has, she should speak out. What sort of events is he referring to? And what sort of venues? I don't think he's talking about royal events and palaces. Sounds more like yachts and Soho parties to me. Buckingham Palace, as usual, declined to comment on the story. Naive Andrew was apparently the only one who thought he had a chance of returning to royal duties, another prince who needs to wake up. And now Buckingham Palace are being called brutal for taking away all Andrew's titles. And yet most of us have been waiting for them to actually do something, and now they have. And the papers are saying that Virginia G wants a testimony from Prince Andrew's former assistant. The BBC are referring to the royals as ruthless, and yet for so long they were being labelled soft and weak by everyone. How strange how they've been so ruthless with Prince Andrew, their own flesh and blood, but soft beyond belief with Meghan, who has actively tried to bring them down and spoken publicly so badly about them, whereas Andrew, as stupid and embarrassing his actions have been, he has not intentionally tried to tear his family down, although he has exploited his family connections to the hilt. Many believe that Andrew is a small fish in this much bigger picture, and is a bit of a scapegoat. And does this new move pave the way open for the palace to be just as brutal with Harry and Meghan, so then the race card will not be thrown at them? Does this now mean that they can stop their money, remove all the titles and let them go as ordinary citizens? People have been calling out for so long for them to take action, and it's like they've taken action against Andrew, their own flesh and blood, but not Meghan. Surely this now paves the way for action against the other prince and his wife. Meanwhile, Prince Andrew now fears, and I quote, complete financial ruin, end quote, over his case as his legal bills mount up with a potential multi-million-pound settlement. It's a shame he doesn't think about what it might be doing to his family, his daughters in particular, or does he? I wonder how much he would settle to protect his daughter from having to be in court. Well, most of the headlines are true for a change. It is a mess. It's a massive mess. One interesting point in all this is that Prince Andrew's ex-wife, Sarah Ferguson, who still lives with him on royal property and who some years ago embarrassed the royal family with her own sleaze, is able to keep her title of Duchess. How ironic. Meanwhile, her prince has become a commoner. No more Royal Highness for Andy. Should Sarah keep her title? Surely she only kept it as her husband was titled. What do you think? Let me have your thoughts and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.